Provost Sulmasy.
Hello, Allie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
What are you reading right now?
Well, I'm reading an autobiography by Jerry Adams.
Do you have time to answer 63 questions now?
I sure do be delighted.
Is there a book you wish you had written other than your own?
Yes, a book on three youths growing up in the 80s that I had started to write and I never finished.
If you could have anyone here to dinner in Gulski, who would you invite?
I would probably, if I could, invite my wife, but if not my best friend Marla, I'd probably invite the Pope.
And what would you have for dinner?
Steak, mashed potatoes, and probably asparagus.
What would you talk about?
We'd probably talk about religion, history, and humanity.
How long have you been here at Bryant?
Almost exactly 2 years.
What do you think is the best thing about Bryant?
The people, the people, the people.
What's it like to live on campus with your family?
Extraordinary.
Do your kids have a favorite spot on campus?
They really like the Academic Innovation Center as well as the indoor athletic facility most.
What do you like most about working here?
The chance to interact with faculty and students and the idea that Bryant's on the move.
What does Bryant's mission statement mean to you?
Everything. In that small, compact mission statement speaks volumes about the Bryant experience.
So, Provost Sulmasy, what exactly does a provost do?
A provost oversees all academics, all the deans, all of the associate deans, the graduate school, the registrar, the centers, anything academic the provost oversees. And then at times, for ceremonial functions and other opportunities, will fill in for the president when he's not able to make certain commitments.
And what are you most excited about Bryant-wise these days?
Its positive momentum and its ability to keep growing. It's really on the move.
You were a professor at the Coast Guard Academy. What types of classes did you teach?
Criminal law, constitutional law, national security law, international law, and maritime law.
Do you miss teaching?
Very much. No greater profession.
Do you hope to ever get back to it?
I do. I hope they'll let me sometime. Maybe the provost will.
If you could teach an elective course on absolutely any subject, what would it be?
Either constitutional law or national security law.
What was your major in college?
Government.
And what was your favorite course to teach when you were teaching?
I would probably say constitutional law or national security law.
Where are we headed now?
Just want to bring you into my office. You see Ms. Ricks, my assistant, and my office.
Yes.
What would you say is the coolest thing in your office?
I think the pictures. We have pictures from different people from different walks of life in here, from Secretary Ridge to former President Bush to President Clinton, Senator Dodd. There's a picture of my family thrown in there. Congressman Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy's grandson, Secretary of State Baker, FBI Director Louis Freeh. This is some medals and awards I had from the service. Joe Kennedy II, Vice President Cheney, former President Bush, Senator Lieberman, former President Clinton with a nice note, Justice Scalia, and Secretary Card, who was the Chief of Staff to President Bush, 43. One other item that some people like is this blanket that you can see here that I keep here is from Air Force One, in the good old days.
How'd you get your hands on that?
Flying Air Force One.
Would you say your office is your favorite spot on campus?
No, I think my favorite spot is to be amongst people, and probably my favorite spot still is the Academic Innovation Center in some of those classrooms.
On average, how many emails do you think you send in one day?
75 to 100 emails a day, and get a lot more than that in return.
If you had to choose a career path other than what you're doing now, what do you think you'd be up to?
Probably a dentist.
What's one thing you wish you knew when you were in college?
Collaboration, the incredible importance of collaboration.
Now, you're not wearing one today, but I know you're known for your bow tie collection.
I have about 45 to 50 bow ties, and today I purposely didn't wear one.
Can you describe your favorite bow tie?
Favorite bow tie by far is my one with American flags on it that I wear on 2 days, either July 4th or Memorial Day.
Who do you think is the funniest person on campus?
By far, John Metcalf, the Director of Capital Projects. He's a funny guy.
What's your favorite thing about working in higher ed?
I think my favorite thing is getting an opportunity to make a difference, doing a job that you love, being involved with people, but knowing at the end of the day you're making some impact on the world. This is our conference room, and give you a chance to look. One fun picture is here. We have a lot of historical items within our office, but this is the Bryant faculty from '82, so you can see Professor Olinsky and Dr. Lyon. There's Professor Olinsky right there. Professor Lyons, Bob Muxian, there's a few others in there that you might recognize.
You seem to like history. Have you written any books?
Yes, I wrote a book on the history of Guantanamo Bay and called the National Security Court System as a way for getting out of Guantanamo Bay.
If you were to write an autobiography, what would you title it?
Probably title a book, an autobiography, either Luck or my sign-off is Cheers. So sometimes I think that's an appropriate one, just Cheers, simply.
What's the hardest thing about working on a book?
The hardest part by far is editing. The writing of it's difficult, the editing's really hard.
What do you think is the best thing about it?
By far it's researching. Love to do the research for a book.
If there were a yearbook for the president's cabinet, what would your superlative be?
Probably Bow Tie Boy is my bet.
What's the best gift you've ever received?
A car after graduation from law school, of which I received a Matchbox car. I'd asked for a car and I received a Matchbox Mercedes-Benz convertible. My best present ever.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
House of Cards is probably my favorite TV show.
If you could make a cameo on any TV show, what would it be?
Probably Seinfeld. That's an older show.
What's your favorite board game?
Risk.
What's your favorite place to visit?
Cuttyhunk Island.
What's one place you're really hoping to visit?
Reykjavik, Iceland.
Where are you originally from?
New York.
If you could go on any of the SIU trips, where would you go?
Hungary and Czechoslovakia. So Budapest, Prague.
How do you envision Bryant's bold future?
National prominence, what I call Natty Prom. National prominence.
What's the most important advice you'll ever give?
I think the most important advice for me is to, 3 words, never surrender, never.
If you had a boat, what would you name it?
The 7 Dwarfs, which is the name of our boat now, for the 7 children.
What's the first website you visit in the morning?
One of the news stations, either CNN, Fox, MSNBC, anything. I try to get as much news as possible before I come to work.
What was your first job?
I was an anti-submarine warfare officer on a vessel after graduating from the academy.
Thank you. What career milestone are you most proud of?
Graduating from the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in 1988.
If you could live in any historical decade, what would it be?
1770s.
And where would you live?
New England.
Do you prefer the summer or the winter?
The winter.
The ocean or the mountains?
The ocean from New England.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee every morning.
If you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would it be?
George Washington.
If you could switch lives with anyone for the day, who would it be?
President Faust of Harvard University.
What 3 books would you take with you on a desert island?
Gone with the Wind, The Disuniting of America by Arthur Schlesinger Sr., and 1,000 Days, a story about John F. Kennedy, his first 1,000 days in office.
What topic can you own in trivia?
Presidential history.
Do you have a role model?
John F. Kennedy.
What's something you hope to be remembered for?
Leadership.
What's next on your career to-do list?
Continue enjoying my time here and enjoying and learning as much as I can about being a provost and about universities.
What's one cause you feel most passionately about?
Finding a cure for cancer.
What goal are you determined to achieve in your lifetime?
I'd like to have one of my children or one of my students become a United States Senator.
And our last question, is this the strangest interview you've ever done?
It is by far the strangest interview I've ever done.
Well, we thank you for your time, Provost Sulmasy.
Thank you so much, Allie. Have a great day.
You too.